The Presidential Press Conference from the new State Department Auditorium, Washington, D.C., March 29, 1962.
I have several announcements to make. It is with extreme regret that I announce the retirement of Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, Charles Evans Whitaker, effective April 1st. Justice Whitaker, a member of the Supreme Court for nearly 5 years, and of the federal judiciary for nearly 8 years, is retiring at the direction of his physician for reasons of disability. I know that the bench and the bar of the entire nation join me in commending Mr. Justice Whitaker for his devoted service to his country during a critical period in its history. Next, I want to take this opportunity to stress again the importance of the tax bill now before the House of Representatives. An attempt is being made in that House to defeat this bill by sending it back to committee. And if it is killed, we will have lost a most valuable opportunity to find jobs for the college and high school graduates who will be seeking those jobs in June of this year. We will lose our best hope of modernizing our machinery and our equipment and giving our industry an inducement to step up their investment so that they can compete in more equal terms with foreign investors and producers. We will be abandoning an effort to close off foreign tax havens that drain our jobs and dollars away from our shores. And we will be permitting $630 million a year in taxes due from stockholders and bondholders to go uncollected. Even though these taxes are on the books, even though 1/3 of these people are paying their taxes in good faith, and yet because of the difficulty of collecting them, nearly $630 million due to the Treasury does not come in each year, which means that those wage earners and small businessmen and others who have their taxes withheld from their salaries and their paychecks must pay more. We need this bill finally to help close off our loss of gold and our balance of payments. To make that less, we must modernize our equipment and our businesses so that they can compete. And we must close the loopholes which permit and encourage industry to invest overseas. I hope that every member of the House of Representatives who believes in spreading the tax burden fairly, who wants to improve our balance of payments position, who wants this country to grow and new equipment and new jobs, will support this bill as the best means of achieving these goals today. And I find great difficulty in understanding the position of any political party which makes it a matter of party objective to defeat this bill at this most important time. Third, I have a statement which Mr. Hatcher will have for you on the problems of nuclear test inspection. Let me just say in summary that after hearing Mr. Rusk's report of the work that's been done in Geneva, of his excellent work, I am convinced that the problem of inspection has now emerged clearly as the central obstacle to an effective test ban treaty. We cannot accept any agreement that does not provide for an effective international process that will tell the world whether the treaty is being observed. The Soviet government so far flatly rejects any such inspection of any shape or kind. This is the issue that has been made clear in Geneva. We remain earnestly determined to work for an effective treaty, and we remain ready to conclude such a treaty at the earliest possible time.
Mr. President, is the situation such in regard to nuclear testing that there is no longer any doubt, there are no further reservations, and that we will resume testing at the end of this month?
No, we're going to continue to work. The position remains the same as it did in our speech of March 2nd. We desire an effective treaty, but as I have stated, what is preventing the passage of an effective treaty or its acceptance is the refusal to permit any inspection on the territory of the Soviet Union. And while it's possible for us to pick up by seismic means an explosion underground, we cannot make a distinction by seismic means between an earthquake, of which there may be 300 or 400 a year from the Soviet Union, and a nuclear explosion without an actual inspection. And that is the issue upon which the conference is now divided, and and we're going to continue to work to see if we can get a treaty which will permit inspection.
Mr. President, what's your reaction to the apparent general agreement between both parties on a steel contract?
Well, we still have, the steel contract, of course, has not been agreed to. It's necessary on Saturday for the Executive Committee, which has been called together by President McDonnell, to meet to consider any agreement, and that meeting must be followed by the Wage Policy Committee of the Steelworkers Union, which is composed of representatives, I think 230 of them, of the rank and file.